squash his beef with Yo like he did everybody else. I think it's more so about the girl, his wife, and no disrespect to her, but would you be willing to squash some beef with somebody who had sex with your wife? You know, maybe while you was in prison, I don't know when it was or whatever.
Oh, Lord.
It's supposed to be.
It looks like the Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane beef might be heating back up right as Pooh Shiesty comes home. And if the rumors are true, this situation is way deeper than rap business. Word is Gotti may have crossed his own artist, the same one as CMG Machine helped build, on some real snake-type moves. Behind all the success of CMG empire, insiders believe Gotti was quietly plotting on Pooh Shiesty while he was still locked up, fully aware that doing so could reignite a long-standing, deadly rivalry that nearly destroyed both camps years ago. What started as a simple record deal has now spiraled into street politics, loyalty tests, and power plays that have the entire industry watching closely. And trust me, what's really going on is far more calculated than most people realize. But before we break all of this down, let me keep it a buck with y'all. Social media has been going crazy. Rumors are flying that Pooh Shiesty wants out of 1017, while Yo Gotti has been posting him like he's already CMG. Pooh was finally coming home from his federal bid, ready to get back to the money only, to realize the game had completely changed while he was gone. And the last thing he expected was his own label boss moving funny when it came to the bag. Now don't get it twisted, this isn't just another contract dispute. This is about loyalty, respect, and unresolved tension between two OGs who already have a complicated history. Because when your biggest artist starts looking to jump ship to your biggest rival, that's when business stops being business and starts getting personal. Gotti from North Memphis knew dudes from the trenches who recognized real in each other. This wasn't just an industry friendship for the cameras. There was genuine mutual respect there. Gucci was already solidified as a trap god, but he saw something in Gotti that reminded him of his own come-up, that hunger, that authenticity, that do-whatever-it-takes mindset just to make out the hood. If you weren't around during that era, you gotta understand collaborative mixtapes between two already established artists weren't common like they are today. So when Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti linked up and dropped those tapes, it felt historic. It was two heavyweights at the top of their game, pushing each other to go harder. Every record slapped, every hook stuck, and the streets couldn't get enough. But this story goes way deeper than music or friendship. October 17th, 2012. That date meant everything to Gucci Mane. It wasn't just a release day, it was his brand. 1017. Gucci had been promoting Trap God for months, hitting every interview, flooding social media, making sure the entire world knew exactly when he was dropping. And in this game, timing is everything. Back then, when mixtapes were still moving real units and building real buzz, your drop date could make or break momentum. Gucci had that day locked in. His whole camp knew this was the moment to cement 1017 as a real powerhouse. The marketing budget was spent. The features were secured. Distribution was lined up. Everything pointed to October 17th being Gucci's day. Then came the twist that Yo Gotti announced he was dropping CM7. The world is yours on the exact same day. Now Gotti later claimed he didn't know about the conflict. But let's be real, that timing raises eyebrows. These dudes were close. They were actively working together. Gucci had been publicly promoting that date for months. So how does your homie not know you're dropping on the same day? According to Gotti, when he found out, he was actually hyped. He thought it would be fire for both of them to drop at the same time and shut the internet down. In his mind, it was a celebration of their friendship and their dominance in the South. But here's the problem: Gotti was thinking like a fan, not like a businessman. And for those who don't understand how the industry really works, let me break it down. When two artists drop on the same day, especially when they share the same audience size, splits everything. Attention, streams, sales, momentum. Think of it like opening two restaurants right next to each other. Both might survive, but neither is going to eat the way they could have alone. But this situation went way beyond numbers. In the music industry, your release date is your moment. Your chance to control the conversation, dominate the blogs, and let the spotlight sit on you and only you. When someone else drops that same day, especially someone from your own circle, it waters everything down. Instead of the culture talking about one project, now the attention is divided. And there's a psychological layer to this too. Gucci had been building October 17th up for months. That date wasn't random, it was symbolic. 1017 was his brand, his identity. So having another artist, even a so-called friend, step into that spotlight felt like crossing a line. According to Yo Gotti, once he realized the conflict, he tried to reach out immediately. He called Gucci, expecting they could handle it like homies. No answer. He called again, still nothing. He even contacted people in Gucci's camp, asking them to have Gucci hit him back. But the phone never rang. And honestly, it's easy to see why Gucci was heated. Not only was Gotti dropping on his day, but he had just released the I Got Racks remix featuring T.I. and Jeezy, and everybody knew Jeezy was Gucci's biggest op at the time. That alone added fuel to the fire. Eventually, Gotti got through to Gucci after Gucci sent out a tweet. It wasn't loud, but it was crystal clear. Why would another artist drop their mixtape on 1017 if they ain't Brick Squad? You ain't me. Trap God. That was Gucci calling out the disrespect without saying Gotti's name. According to Gotti, they talked out on the phone, and he thought everything was cool. He even pushed his release back to October 18th out of respect. But here's the part most people missed during that call. Gucci wasn't even tripping about the date anymore. What really had him hot was a Jeezy and T.I. collaboration. Gucci later went on the radio and said, "My main problem with him is that he dropped his mixtape on 1017 and tried to ride my wave." Why would you drop it if you ain't on 1017?
Cuffed and taken to jail as after a judge revoked part of Radrick Davis's probation. Prosecutors complained that the rapper had only completed 25 hours of the 600 hours of community service he was ordered to perform.
Good afternoon, Fred. The judge said, judging by his record, Radrick Davis, otherwise known as Gucci Mane, is not a worthy candidate for probation. So the judge decided to end a portion of his probation and send him to jail.
While Gucci was locked up, cut off from the outside world, unable to properly communicate or defend his relationship, Gotti made his move. According to Gotti, he didn't think Gucci was serious about Keisha like that. He brushed it off as something casual, just how the streets go. But let's be real, that's some snake behavior. Because even if you thought it wasn't serious, there's still an unwritten rule. You don't touch your homie's woman while he's locked up. Period. What made it even worse was how Gotti spoke on it publicly. He laughed about it during the interview, like it was no thing, no remorse, no accountability. And that right there is what really burned the bridge. Then things took a darker turn. In 2013, Gucci got locked up again, this time facing serious time. He was hit with 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon after federal agents found weapons on him in 2 separate encounters. With his criminal history, prosecutors were pushing for up to 20 years. They were trying to bury him. But in a strange twist, that prison bid may have actually saved his life. When Gucci came home in 2016, he wasn't the same man. He was clean, focused, and mentally sharp. He lost over 40 pounds in his first 2 months just from detoxing off lean. He had a new baby. His label was thriving. And most importantly, he wasn't chasing drama anymore. The old Gucci would have been on Twitter nonstop, dissing everybody, igniting beef left and right. But the new Gucci moved different. He focused on business. He made better music. He signed smarter artists. He started building a real empire instead of just talking about one. Fast forward to 2020, Gucci signs a young Memphis artist named Pooh Shiesty. This kid was different. He had that raw, unfiltered street energy that reminded people of the old Gucci, but with modern sound that connected with a new generation. His story fit 1017 perfectly. Same type of environment, same struggle, same pressure. But most importantly, he had that hunger you can't teach, that desperation to make it out that fuels the greatest artists. Pooh Shiesty looked like the future of the label, but just as fast as things took off, everything came crashing down. Pooh caught a federal conspiracy case, and once again, the cycle repeated in October 2021. Pooh Shiesty was arrested on federal firearms conspiracy charges and later sentenced to 5 years in prison. For most artists, that's a career killer. Prison time destroys momentum, kills buzz, and wipes out relevance. During that period, Gucci Mane stayed publicly supportive. He spoke openly about how much he missed Pooh, how he couldn't wait for him to come home, and how 1017 was holding things down for their star artist. Gucci even went as far as trimming the label roster down to almost nothing, keeping only Pooh Shiesty and Fujita, making it clear who he believed the future of the label was. But while Pooh Shiesty was locked up, The game didn't stop. The industry kept evolving. Streaming numbers across hip-hop exploded. New artists were signing massive deals. The value of proven, street-certified rappers was rising fast. So when Pooh finally came home, he realized something important: his value had gone up, not down. That's when Yo Gotti entered the picture. Over the last few years, CMG has been on a serious run, signing hot artists and backing them with real money, real marketing, and real opportunity. And Gotti wasn't subtle about showing love to Pooh Shiesty. He was posting him consistently on social media, real promotion, not just a quick shout-out. The kind of posts that rack up millions of views and spark industry-wide conversation. He even sent CMG's biggest breakout star, Glorilla, to collaborate with Pooh, another move that raised eyebrows. And none of this was accidental. Gotti knew Pooh Shiesty's deal with 1017 was coming up for renegotiation. He was positioning CMG as a stronger, smarter option playing chess, not checkers. According to sources close to the situation, when it came time to renegotiate Pooh Shiesty's contract, Gucci's offers didn't come close to reflecting Pooh's true worth. We're talking numbers that failed to match the streams, the cultural impact, or the revenue Pooh had already generated for the label. Industry insiders say the offers felt like lowball deals, contracts you'd expect for a brand new artist, not someone who had already brought in millions and helped shape the sound of a generation. And that's when the tension really started to build. Because when money doesn't match value, loyalty gets tested, and history has a way of repeating itself. The IT started to feel like Gucci was being expected to cash in on Pooh's loyalty instead of properly rewarding it. Now, to be fair, Gucci isn't the type to air his business out online. He's not an internet guy like that. The old Gucci might have been tweeting nonstop, crashing out in real time, but the new Gucci moves quietly and handles things behind closed doors. That said, sources close to the situation say he's not happy at all about Yo Gotti circling his biggest star. And honestly, who would be? You invest in an artist from day one. You give them their first real shot. You help build their name, their sound, their career. Then your biggest rival steps in right when the artist hits peak value and tries to take them. That's like raising a kid from nothing, only for your enemy to show up and try to claim them once they're successful. From Gucci's perspective, this probably feels like deja vu. Once again, Yo Gotti appears to be trying to benefit from something Gucci built. First, it was dropping on October 17th and riding the 1017 wave. Now it's making a play for the crown jewel of the label. But the game isn't the same as it was back then. During their original beef, Gucci and Gotti were more or less on equal footing. Today, Gotti has a bigger platform, deeper resources, and arguably more industry leverage.